Okay, I've got the both fronts done now. As you can see, everything's on there. It's all tightened up, back in place. Looks good. Corner this side, same thing. It's always good to do one side before the other, that way you have a reference to look at, because sometimes it can get confusing, one side or the other. You forget, or you get sidetracked, you have to stop and go do something or whatever. So it's nice to do one side at a time. That way you can pick up where you left off and not get confused and do anything wrong. So one thing I forgot to mention before is these nuts and bolts are different sizes than the factory ones. The factory nut and bolts are 14 millimeter. These are two different sizes. The new ones, you do not reuse the original factory nut and bolt for the shock. They're shorter and you cannot use them. I personally am going to save them just because it's a high grade nut and bolt, metric, and a lot of people just don't have metric nuts and bolts laying around. You don't know what else you might need that for. So put them up somewhere and save them. And then also the other thing is, if you ever choose to remove this lift kit, you have the original nut and bolt to put this back on, because this kit could be taken off and put back to factory height in probably less than a half an hour. Removing it and putting it back to stock would be very, very easy. So save the factory nut and bolt, because you never know when you're going to use them. But these are 16 and 17 millimeter, like I said. The factory ones are 14. So you're going to need some different wrenches. I just used wrenches. I didn't use an impact or anything. It was real easy. 14 millimeter stock nut and bolt. Aftermarket nut and bolt are 16 and 17. So that's all the tools that was required to do this front lift. No spring compressors, no specialty tools whatsoever. And then obviously you need the to remove the front wheels. So I used a 6.11/16, which was wrong. That's not the right size. It's probably going to be an 18 or 19 millimeter. Don't hold me to that. I just grabbed it and that worked. So obviously you would want to use the proper socket when removing the front lug nuts and the rear ones. Don't do what I did. Another thing I wanted to bring up to you is, when you install a lift kit, by raising this four-wheeler, you have also raised the center of gravity on this four-wheeler now. It's going to be top heavy. It's going to be easier to flip. Not a lot easier. I don't want to scare anybody, but when you go up, it's top heavy now. So what a lot of people recommend is, if you raise your four-wheeler, you're going to want to also widen the stance. You can do that by going to an aftermarket rim and tire combination, or you can use, there's different spacers out there. Nice billet aluminum ones, or there's thread-on style. It's whatever your price, whatever you can afford. I'm going to go with the billet ones. I think they're a more heavy-duty one and better. Just because I don't have $1,000 to spend on some nice rims and tires right now. I still have factory rims and tires. That's next on my list. Obviously I'm not putting a lift on here just to use stock rims and tires. But you got to do it, one step at a time. And if you're going to do it right. Don't cut corners. So what we're going to do now is jump on the back. Now, with me using it on the fork truck, obviously I don't have room to work on the back. So I'm going to have to move the four-wheeler around a little bit here and get prepped up. And then we'll jump on the back side, and we're going to get this thing lifted and get it ready for some big mud tires. So that's the front, and it was pretty straightforward. Even with doing the video, I've only been doing this less than 30 minutes to do this front lift kit, and that was my first lift kit ever. And that was stopping and starting and taping and everything like that. So this is a pretty straightforward kit. It's pretty easy. No specialty tools, and I would definitely highly recommend it. There are other companies out there. I'm not just sticking up for the company that I bought. I bought AB Manufacturing, and I bought mine simply because of the price. For less than $30, I got a lift kit, and it's a great kit, and I'm very, very happy so far. The instructions are fantastic. The materials that they came with are high quality, and for the money, I don't think you can find a better one out there. So kudos to AB Manufacturing. You guys are a great company and you offer a great product, and I just wanted to give them that plug because I'm using their kit, and I think they're owed at least that much. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to get the tires put back on and then get this thing ready to jump on the back, and we'll do the back next.